And we're jumping right in. So, we're at the coffee place that is in front of the restaurant, and basically, because I could only get the trucks to drive a certain way, I decided to put some sort of like construction, like repair area, so it would make sense that all the traffic like makes this really weird roundabout. Like it's not a roundabout obviously, but they move in a way that would seem unnatural unless there was something there. So I put something there, and this is how it looks from like the view of being inside a car. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about it, but I feel like generally it was the best solution, so I just went for it. Now I'm adding some clutter, and I'm basically working on this area, which will end up being basically like it's a junkyard, like a dump, just like when this industrial area was constructed, everybody just threw all of their crap there, and now civilians throw all their trash there too, and it's just like where I grew up, we had a place like that right outside, like the little mini town that I lived in. So that was my quote unquote inspiration. So I just basically sunk a bunch of stuff into the ground and just started putting a lot of crap here. And I'm really happy with the final like result of how it came out. I think it looks really good. Right now it still looks rough and it's like what the fuck, what are all these stuff? But you're gonna see at the end. I think it looks nice. Um, so yeah, it was basically it just took me forever to go over so many assets, sync them in, rotate them. Just it took a very long time to get this done. And obviously, I put something that I didn't like, and then I couldn't delete it, and then I had to delete other stuff. It was a whole thing, but I'm really happy with the end result. So I hope you will see what I was going for and like it too. I do think it's kind of shitty that there's this place right there next to a pretty high-end restaurant and stuff, but I don't think it's super unrealistic because the restaurant is the one that is like inappropriate to be there. You know, this is a generally industrial area, and the owners of the restaurant just bought that building and converted it to a restaurant. Same with the cafe. The cafe is a bit more like neutral. It's like not high scale, so I don't think it's that much of a problem. Also, it's not, I mean, it's not super far away, but it's not right next to it. It's around the corner. And yeah, I just basically left most of the footage of everything that I was doing in just so you'll see the amount of detail and amount of assets that went into this area. And I don't know I don't know how much longer we're gonna just be watching me putting down assets because I edited the footage like a few days ago. And since then, I've worked on the game some more and started editing the next episode, so I don't remember it, but it was very important to me that you'll see just how much stuff I put in. And I think we're nearing the end, thank God. But yeah, it's starting to look a lot better, I think. And I think it came together really well at the end. So at the beginning, I was kind of very ambivalent about it, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I should scrap it all. But I left it, and the more time I let it be on the save file, the more I got used to it and started thinking, I guess this kind of makes sense. I guess this kind of fits. So I wonder if this is going to be controversial or not. Um, just interesting what other people would think because the rest of this area is pretty, it's not densely packed, that's not true, but it's all laid down with like concrete and asphalt and things, and this is pretty much an area that is basically just a huge dirt patch with a bunch of crap on it. So yeah, and then I decided that I'm gonna put this truck here and put these people assets here. And it's basically like the city have decided that they want to clean out this junkyard so they could like sell the property or redevelop this and put buildings or whatever. So they have to first clear everything out, and this is like the first truck that came around, and they're just piling stuff that were in the junkyard onto the truck because it needs to go to a different junkyard because they don't want this to be a junkyard anymore. And then it needed a lot of weeds and a lot of like shrubbery because obviously it's semi-abandoned. It's not like anyone's taking care of this place. It's pretty run down. So it makes perfect sense that there'll just be a lot of growth happening, which is what I was going for. So yeah, but I think we're nearing the end of me working on this area, except for I have redone the rock work a lot of times, and so I just left this version, but it might look a little bit different in other versions. And also I worked on the terrain painting a lot in the span of multiple days, so it's not going to look exactly the same like it looks now, but I'm sure you'll get used to it very quickly, the same way that I do. Like, I know how the final product looks, and I wouldn't be able to tell you how it's different from now. So just more lighting, just to make sure that everything is properly lighted. Again, lighting is a huge problem for me because I don't know how street lighting, like city lighting, works, so it's me just guessing. So yeah, put more lighting in this cafe because it needs it too. So just like final details on this little cafe. And today in this episode we finally do the big restaurant that I've been avoiding. So we're gonna finally detail that, and I'm pretty happy with that, with how that turned out too. So that's pretty awesome. If you don't know what that was, I put a satellite dish on the top of the roof, and I'm also putting different lights because I really dislike those green ones. So yeah, everything is very slowed down today. I'm usually a lot more hectic and leave a lot more cuts and have everything like 10 times as fast as how I recorded it, but today is a lot more subdued because most like the rough sketches of this area are done, and now it's all very small detailing, so I needed to slow it down so you'll actually be able to see anything that I do. So that's why it's like that. It's a bit weird to record commentary on it because I'm used to everything moving a lot faster now. But I guess, I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, I'm just putting some decals down. Used to, now we're working the Marine Institute, just putting benches down, making sure the lighting is okay, putting trash cans, and that kind of stuff. As you can see, a big trash can too, because why not? And it's like the fancy one, the new one. Yeah. And park cars here, we're back at that area that I did some terrain painting on and added the broken road decals. And now we're just cluttering this part of the street, which I haven't worked on until now. So now is the time to fill it up with stuff. As I was working on the rest of the stuff, I sometimes ran into objects that I thought, oh, that will go well in the junkyard, and then I went back to the junkyard and put it there. So this is the detailing of the restaurant. A very sad thing happens that happens to me a lot. As I was putting down these chairs, I suddenly realized that they were a bit sunken to the ground and weren't sticking to the ground. So when I put people assets, it didn't fit properly. So I ended up deleting all the chairs and placing the chairs again, so they might look a bit different because I ended up having to delete in them and put new ones. And I completely didn't show that footage because why would I? It takes forever and was super annoying and frustrating, but that happens. Um, it's really hard to tell. Putting bottles on these like barrels that are like cocktail tables, I thought it was very theme appropriate, like with the whole beach vibe. So it's like cocktail tables for people who just want to stand and have like a beer or something. It's very common in Europe to have those kinds of settings. So, not that I'm saying that the city is in Europe, I don't think it's on Earth. So, yeah, I really like these sunshades. I was very happy with them. So, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah. Ooh, look, cute little seagulls. I love them, they're adorable. Lighting, and that's pretty much it. There's only one thing left, which is this electricity box, and then the decoration that I added, which were basically lights that match the color of the sunshades. You'll see them later. And this is more clutter assets that I added to this area that I was finding along the way. And these are the lights that I was talking about. They're blue like the sunshades, so I just liked how it worked out, you know? Yeah, I changed those annoying forklifts because they were too colorful. And this is the last detailing on the cafe area, just like a sign and like a menu thingy majiggy thingy. Yeah, another electricity box, and we're nearing the end for today. Time passes so quickly when I record these videos. Like, I'm like, oof, I have to talk for 13 minutes now? That's insane. And then, like, I record, and then I think, oh my god, this is everything. The episode is over, and I realized that I've spoken for 15 minutes, but it felt like 2 minutes. Anyway, yeah, this is continuing the rock theme that I've decided on. I was, again, pretty unhappy with this at the beginning, but the more time I let it, like, I let myself get used to it, the more I was fond of it. So maybe it's not because it's actually good, maybe it's just because I got used to it. You let me know. But I kind of like it. I think it looks a lot better than how it looked before, for sure. It will also make things a lot easier because the rocks that have collision that are from the game, so not the new rock assets that I have, like if I play with the terrain or put anything around, then they disappear, you know? So these will stay no matter what I do around them, which is a really strong like advantage that they have over the rocks that come with like the game assets. And they're really pretty, and I also like that when I sink those rocks in, then you can see them under the water like that. I think that's super cool. It looks fucking amazing. So I really like that. And we're done for today. So see you around. Bye bye.